Hi, Taurus. I feel like you have a sense of relief even in this retrograde season. For you, it's a time to acknowledge your achievements outside, both emotionally, outside of yourself, as well as outside of yourself. The accomplishments and the strides forward, the shifts, the willingness to go along with what's been pulling you anyway, the courage to walk away from what you're seeing now, probably now, or from the beginning of the month until now. Hold on. I don't know why I keep doing that. Every time I have to like hold on like I did with the Aries reading. I'm doing an English accent, not even good. But Venus in Scorpio is your opposition, so it's showing you not that a lot has held you back, but there's certain parts that you've had to come up against this year. There's certain parts of yourself, parts of your future, just different parts that make up the whole of what has been not working for you. Like which parts that, yes, that stubbornness, that security once worked for you, and now there's a different view. Now there's a different way. Now there is you've been doing this for a while, so now it's more of like your value and you knowing the outcome, knowing where you're going, but also not holding on to it and thinking of it every second. That obsessive quality that the axis of Scorpio and Taurus can provide for us and show us, those fixed nature. And what's important is for you to keep going with this. This part isn't as harsh at the moment, because Venus is also your ruling sign, so this month is great for you. The best part about it is that you have a greater sense of emotional security with yourself and those you're intimate with, meaning partners, friendships. Business is a sense of intimacy too, because you work for someone or with people. The fast pace that keeps jolting you, so like fast and then slow, then fast and then slow, that pace that you're learning to keep up with, it starts to get fast again during Scorpio season. It's like what you want, but you want to be able to have your downtime, but you're not getting it. So you're not only making the most of this change and this shift come the end of the season, but also in your mind and like what you've been maybe wanting, visualizing, deciding for your future, what fulfillment means to you and what you want and what you want to put your energy into, especially all of the newfound energy that is more raw and like just not what you used to be. You're just not who you used to be completely. You're still you in the sense that you're beautiful. You put your all into something or anything that you're working towards, including yourself, goals for yourself, goals for your future, goals for your partner, goals for your future family, with your own family. Some of you, there was a situation that had you question your direction, question the depth and within yourself. Your true nature is deep because of how slow the process can be. So if you're wondering, okay, this fast pace isn't my normal thing, and yet I don't mind this momentum, but am I keeping it 100 still? Like, am I keeping it like the way I like to keep it? You just have to trust in yourself. That adds value to not only your future, to your structure, to, the natural magnetizing, for some polarizing pull that people and things have and situations have towards you. This is going to bring, so this is like that 9 of Pentacles edition, the Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. So 10 of Cups, 9 plus 1, 10 of Pentacles. This for you is a time of not rushing anything, knowing that the fast-paced moments will happen. Those moments will just show up and you'll ride with them, and it's trusting this ebb and flow that keeps happening. For some of you, you may have felt in deep contemplation in the past few weeks. Even though you're living your life, there's this sense of you needing to question. You needing to kind of take a look back and provide for yourself the answers of why the decisions you made months ago, even a year ago, why they were so impactful on your life now. For you, that's important because you know your value innately, but now, even no matter where you are or who you are, you are, you're upping that more, right? You're thinking, okay, a year ago, this is where this got me. Now, how do I do this so that next year I can look back and be like, okay, there's progress that has been made. Progress is important, but it's mostly the wisdom that you're gaining from this, and that's what's going to move you forward. It starts at a certain level, and then it keeps acquiring more value. You acquire more value as you value the things that are important to you. That's what Virgo season shed light upon for you. And you're like, okay, I already know this. Cool. Like, I know I have to work on myself. I know what I have to do. But the reason I think Libra season is this moment for you where it feels like this just kind of feels normal now. But it's remembering that this season's bringing you a sense of ease from the past into the future. So that when we get into Scorpio season, it's important. I find that memory is important more than anything. And so by the time the planets go direct, you will see very clearly when all of this amazing stuff is being drawn to you. This opportunity is love. Some of you might be starting a family. This actually really might be, some of you may be pregnant or will become pregnant this month or throughout the next few seasons. And if you're not wanting to be pregnant, just know that, okay? So there's a part of you that doesn't always want to learn from being stuck or equally holding on to certain values, beliefs that don't work anymore. And how that's not helpful for you right now, and you know. So instead of avoiding it, maybe just give yourself a few days. Be like, I'm going to give myself these couple of days. You might not even need 2 days. You might not even need a day. You might just need a half a day. But if you give yourself that permission to have that time and give yourself that time, no matter if it becomes shorter or longer, you're acknowledging that you need that. You need that space. Because whatever happened, so by the time Venus transits into Sagittarius, a lot that was once constricted you'll feel like you can breathe again. Like you'll have a very nice exhale, because in Scorpio season, it went real deep real quick on a lot of things that you were already walking away from, but it hit it so quickly that you kind of don't have, that things are shifting, that this is the time to go out, feel good, do your thing, bring opportunities to you, and some of you might have an epiphany even when you're out, that holy shit, like, this is my life, this is what I've created for myself, this is what I can have when I'm not finding myself stuck in myself. There's this natural process of letting yourself breathe this month, and knowing that the direction you're already going in is perfect, even if that changes this month. It's no matter where you are when those opportunities or new opportunities present themselves. And again, that doesn't mean that someone's always bringing it to you. It could be an idea or something that keeps coming to mind, or some kind of hobby that you actually want to turn into a career. Or you find yourself very interested in something and you just keep going back to it, and now you want to learn more about it, and then you start to learn more about it, and then it takes you into a class or a job. That kind of thing is very, very up in the air right now. For some of you, you're dead set on your future and you know where you're going, but for some of you, this month is going to bring you closer to that thing that is going to bring even more attention to you. And it's just important for you to see that nature, just like within your own nature, now that it's not moving quite nearly as slow as you normally do, that nature changes, and that you're changing even within your own nature. Therefore, your environment, your ecosystem. And by ecosystem, I mean that everything's connected. So when a plant is in a certain forest, it's connected to something to help it do something else. And sometimes destroying certain things help build something else, or help save other parts of the ecosystem. So whatever networks and different connections that you've had that are now changing, trust that. Trust that is your network. Just like the ecosystem and this phone has a network, just like your body has a network, your network shifting and changing. And it's just important for you to recognize that, and recognizing that things feel fast because you're not only learning different things, a lot, but it's being put into action, wherein life is meeting you there. So this high emphasis on knowing that what you put your energy into, especially within yourself and what you are wanting to keep building in your home life, in your Venus home life, work life, relationship life, that kind of, whatever that is, wherever you're at with that, it's really important that you see and know and acknowledge your part you take in those roles, regardless if you're being acknowledged to it by a specific person or different people in your life. The opportunities and the different things that start to come your way now will be that acknowledgement of how far you've come, how much you're willing to follow your intuitive lead. I'm hoping this is making sense. The Hermit is that part of you this month. And if there is any Virgos in your life, or if it's from Virgo season, it's just that coming out of Virgo season sometimes can feel like, I don't want to But like then Libra season comes and it's like, okay, wait, I do want to play, because Virgo season can become so comforting in the chaos and the the dissembling and restructuring. That can be so comforting because nothing is fully finished. And then we get to this season and we want to like go out and play, and like now we want to finish it. But we have so many ideas, so many thoughts, or so many things we want to do that sometimes can make us paralyzed, right? Or feel like, okay, like now I know why, Libras have so many ideas and don't always get them done, or why they can work on something for so long. This is that time where you're seeing and realizing everything that you've been working on. And if you let yourself kind of just be revealed this month, instead of like just, okay, I'm here, but like just walking into it and walking through it, everything is going to come towards you. And it's just important for you to know that that's a part of your process. Like, don't get scared, don't retract too much. This is what's meant for you. This is where it's going. This is where you're going. Yeah, looking at the cards it will make more sense to you, I'm sure. So, long pause. We're gonna take a look at the cards. All the information in the next part, all the information to work with me one-on-one is below. Payment options are there too. Taurus, I hope you have a beautiful Venusian month, and I will see you in Scorpio season. Hi, Taurus. So, what Venus in Scorpio has shown you up until the change on the 7th, which was yesterday, I believe. So this shift gives you a lot of freedom. But the important part of Venus being in Scorpios is showing you what it was that you just hadn't been ready to move on from, what you hadn't been ready to let go of, what you hadn't been ready to, you're just like, you had to put the final touches in somewhere. And then you also needed a final experience, possibly for some of you, to really make that decision. And then when that very stubborn, difficult, what seemed like a difficult decision is made and released, whether it's an internal or external decision, there's a huge shift, huge change. Because all of that weight that you've put in that, meaning thoughts, energy, feelings, all of that weight is now on the other side of things, meaning it's freedom, it's light, it's aired out. And you are recognizing how quickly things move towards what you want, towards the just innate desire to attract people, opportunities. If you're single, romantic interests, you become even more of a magnet than ever. Venus, this is your fellow Venusian sign. And the coolest part about it is when you are on, it's like such a natural progression at this point to feel that big shift, because it's like they're very different. And then we have the 8s here. And that's the infinity symbol, which showed up a lot in the Aries video. So maybe that's something, or was it the Aries video? Pisces, might have been the Pisces video, I'm sorry. But how these two things can be, like how they can relate to each other, is that this can still be this depending on your values, what you actually want, as opposed to what has been imposed upon you, what you thought would make you happy maybe doesn't. But now you understand why all these things had to change, because you're finally coming to this very beautiful opening in your life by the end of the season and finding this greater sense of understanding for yourself, for your process, for life in general. Like, you're having a whole rebirth for sure. Some of you maybe have met a Scorpio and things have really just moved forward. Some of you are really into a Scorpio and a Scorpio is really into you, and it's just a mutual thing. And it could be even lead to quickly talking about the future, and it's what you both want. And then there's this very obvious, beautiful way that you just pull people in, you pull in different opportunities, and it's remembering to understand that you can have all of that. This is very much Libra season playing upon this part of you that sometimes can feel really alone, and you know how independent you can be, but this is you really it's not about, a lot of certain signs have to compromise, and it's not so much about compromising, it's more of like where you've been compromising yourself. And in turn, it might have been a reflection on your partner or different opportunities. And now you're realizing, like, oh, where I thought this was a good thing, this is actually what's been holding me back. So it's more of like the opposite. Like, you learn how to not compromise yourself in ways. And then life just opens up even more for you. And the more that you keep that your focus, the more you understand where some of the aggression and the fights have come from, and then that brings out a more vulnerable side in you, and you begin, it's just like a new beginning. But it's more of like watching that plant blossom. To others it's gonna seem like it's overnight. But this hasn't been overnight. Libra season's like, come out here. Come out here, show yourself. And then realize how much wisdom you've gained, how much understanding you've gained. And if there's a Virgo in your life, you might want to reach out to them. They might be in their head a little bit or stuck a little. But they also might be learning from you. So accept, and if they're telling you, if a Virgo is telling you how much you've helped them, take it. Acknowledge it. Just kind of find that balance. And just allow yourself that recognition. Just because people want to people want to look at you. People want to, admire you. Let them. Because it didn't happen overnight. But it seems like it. All right, Taurus? We will see you next month. All information to work with me is below. And I love you so.